you just because you've eaten a lot of cake, now you want to tell us not to eat cake. And I was like, dude, you know, if that's what you want to do, go do it, you know, roll the dice, go for it. But I said, there's consequences to this. I mean, if you look at my life, I'm 46 years old. I've never been married. I've never been in love. A lot of that has to do with the fact that I fed that animal. I treated sex like recreation. And now, you know, I'm paying the consequences on some level for it. Hey everybody, what's up? It's Rob. Today's Friday. What's today? The 1st, November 1st. I should have known that. Actually, today's the first day of the No Sex November Challenge. If you're watching this, let's go. 30 days. 30 days in November? Yeah, 30 days in November. Anyway, we'll talk a little bit more about that, but probably won't be a long video. I didn't even give it a title. Just really want to document the journey and catch everyone up, or, you know, record a few things that have been happening. So I've been in the office all week. It was good to be back. Came off a long trip where I was in 17 cities, 4 countries, and in 21 days doing events. I probably did, I think it was somewhere around almost 30 talks. This week I've been off. Actually, I got sick when I got back. I think I ran myself into the ground a little bit. You can hear it in my voice still. I'm just kind of still getting over it, but it was good to be back in my own bed. It was good to be home and, you know, getting some rest and back in the gym a little bit and all that. So, but it was, you know, definitely warmed me up. Actually, if you're watching on YouTube, let's go ahead and cut into some footage from last weekend's events now. Friday morning, a little after 7. Been up since 3 a.m. Thought I had to leave for Pittsburgh at 4, but made a mistake in my scheduling, so I don't have to actually leave until 11 now. But I'm going to be speaking at 3 of Stefan Speaks' events this weekend. Be in Pittsburgh tonight, Philadelphia tomorrow, DC on Sunday, and really excited. Stefan's awesome. Just looking forward to hearing him, hopefully hanging out with him. Maybe we'll be able to grab some food and you know, maybe I'll be able to do even an interview. Actually, now that I think of it, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do an interview for YouTube. Hopefully one of those days. I'll have to figure it out with him. But I was just packing up. Got my books here. Got my study guides. You can see. I think what I'll do is I'm going to probably give people... What's good, dude? How are you? Good to see you, man. I didn't want to miss it this time.
For no reason, you be soul food. Proper nutrients to my spirit when I clash with hunger. This type of connection just fastens longer. It makes the
one and only Stefan. You will enjoy the next amazing speaker. He is also an author and an entrepreneur, traveling all around Romania. But he came back from Romania just to be here for his leg of the tour. And guys, please give a very special Pittsburgh welcome to the one and only Rob.
So I'm the token white guy. I don't like sex. Doesn't mean that men don't like security, but we are different, and I'll prove it to you. When a man and woman are dating. Okay, Saturday morning, just got up, getting ready to drive back to Baltimore. I wanted to catch that skyline behind me. It's actually really beautiful. I haven't been to Pittsburgh probably for like, I don't know, 25 years. I didn't remember it looking this nice. But event went well last night. Sold a few books. I think I sold 4 books. Probably spent more money, you know, between gas and just the Airbnb than I made getting here and driving up, that is. And money's not why I'm doing this anyway. I really believe in, you know, the law of reciprocity, I guess is what it's called, where if I just continue to add value and just continue to give, that sooner or later it's going to come back to me somehow, some way. So
between being fearful and being cautious. Picture you're in front of a house, it's late at night, You're afraid to go in the house because you don't know what's in there. That's fear. Being cautious is maybe checking in the windows, going slowly, but you still go in the house. You see what I'm saying? So when you are basically stopping yourself from even exploring a situation, that's fear. When you're not asking questions you need to ask, that's fear. When you're not allowing...
I'm in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania on the You Deserve a Tour with Stefan Speaks.
I used to tell people when I was younger, like whenever they told me sex was bad before marriage, I said, listen, until I start feeling bad after I have sex, I ain't stopping. All right? Because every other sin, I feel bad. But this sin, I feel pretty good, so I'm going to keep going. All right? And then one day, I don't know how, I started feeling guilty. I started feeling convicted. And I couldn't shake it off.
I'm here in Washington, D.C. on the You Deserve a Tour with Stefan Speaks.
So yeah, I spoke with Stefan in Pittsburgh, Philly, and DC over the course of the last weekend. Probably had, I don't know, somewhere around 400 or 500 people in attendance between all of the events combined. It was nice, sold some books, just again, got me more experienced speaking in front of people, and I'm really enjoying it. Actually a lot more than I thought I would. Really figured out about which parts of my story I need to share, and really how to convey the message, the things that I've learned so that people get it, and it's been really good. I definitely can see myself doing a lot more. So, if the opportunity presents itself to speak, I'm gonna take it for sure. I also think it's going to be good for helping us, grow, for City Fam to accomplish what it wants to accomplish, because people that are embracing this message, they need a City Fam, because when you're waiting, if you're serious about it, you need community like you need air. And so I think that this is all divinely orchestrated, that it's going to be, this message is going to be the thing that propels City Fam to who knows how far it goes. Right now I've been in talks with someone in London, the girl that's leading the London chapter of Single Fam, which is kind of like the pre-City Fam group, and she's starting to line up a UK tour. So that would be like England, France, and Ireland. I'm sorry, not France. England, Scotland, and Ireland. And Germany maybe also is on the list. They had reached out to us before, and I think I'm going to go back to Romania. So when it's all said and done, I think in the spring I'll be gone for like 3 months straight, where I'll be in 5 countries over the course of 3 months and talking. Ideally, I'm going to be talking to adults, like at either churches or community centers or whatever. And the thing is like, even with the churches, most people know in church, they've heard that you're not supposed to, but no one's really told them why all the time. They hear things, soul ties or whatever, or maybe it's a sin, but no one, not to say no one, but few people probably have broke it down for them, if anyone has ever. So, and you see that honestly, if you look at the average American Christian, they're not committed to waiting, and it's because most people, I think, don't understand it. And we live in a culture where it's just like so normal, you know what I mean? And I'm passionate about the message and seeing where God takes it, because again, I lived at both extremes, and I was so jammed up with sex. If there ever was a sex addict, I was one. And I was so jammed up with it that when God finally got me free, I really understand it. And people probably aren't going to go, they're not going to get themselves in a position like I was in, because I've just fed that animal so much. But from living at that extreme, I really came to an understanding of it. So I'm excited about, talking more about it. And I don't know. So, but when it's all said and done, so someone had asked me when I was on the tour, they said, are you, basically something along the lines of, you just because you've eaten a lot of cake, now you want to tell us not to eat cake. And I was like, dude, you know, if that's what you want to do, go do it, you know, roll the dice, go for it. But I said, there's consequences to this. I mean, if you look at my life, I'm 46 years old. I've never been married. I've never been in love. I don't have any kids. I come home every night by myself, you know. It's not like I'm balling. I'm not making a lot of money. Like, life is hard, you know, and I feel like a lot of that has to do with the fact that I fed that animal. I treated sex like recreation, and now, you know, I'm paying the consequences on some level for it. Now I'm hoping that after years of good behavior or whatever, like, God rewards me and I'm able to, you know, find love, or, you know, maybe even have kids one day. I don't know. I mean, it's definitely something. I'm not married to the idea of kids, but I definitely see how children could bring you a lot of joy, and if I were to fall in love, that I would, you know, I could see myself, you know, possibly wanting that. But, you know, like, it hasn't happened yet, and it certainly could be from the fact that how I live my life, you know what I mean? So there's consequences to all this shit. It's not just like, oh, you had your fun, so now you don't want to spoil our fun. No, go do it, man. Go shoot heroin too if you want to. I mean, go do whatever you want. Seriously, like, but there's consequences to your actions, you know, and I try to help people see that, you know, waiting ultimately is selfish. You know, you're not doing it for anyone but yourself, you know, because you want the best strategy for finding love and long-term happiness. So anyway, you know, the other thing I wanted to say is I do feel like another consequence from it is, you know, it on some level it's made me like selfish, where I've had to be very intentional about struggling to overcome my selfishness, you know, because, you know, and I don't know if it was just from the sex or the party lifestyle in general, but that was a real thing. And, you know, like, a lot of times I'll question myself, even with the calling that God has on my life. Like, you know, like, I don't feel like I'm that Christ-like, you know what I mean? Like, but all I can do is get up in the morning, put myself in a position, you know, for him to change me. You know, I always start my days the same way, with quiet time, and, you know, read a little bit, pray a little bit, try to keep the big sins out of my life, and put myself in a position to let him change me, you know, because I know that I can't do it myself. I can't change myself. And I think about the verse that says, he who began a good work in you will carry it on until completion, until the day of Christ Jesus. So basically it says that, like, it's not even your responsibility to change yourself. It says it's God's responsibility. You know, like, it says he who began a good work in you. Like, this wasn't my idea even to follow God. Like, I didn't start this thing. He did. He initiated the relationship by calling me 19 years ago when I was in Cancun, Mexico, on vacation. You know, so it's he who began a good work in me. He'll carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus. So, you know, sometimes I get worried, not worried, but I'll be like, man, I don't feel like I'm changing fast enough. You know what I mean? Like, I still feel like a lot of times I'll feel like the old me, you know. I almost got into a fight in Romania. Some guy, it was my fault. I, you know, almost pulled in front of him in traffic by accident because I didn't understand the traffic laws over there completely. And then he was like, you know, whatever, like, probably cussing me out. So I gave him the finger. No, I'm not supposed to do that. And, you know, we both like stopped our car and started to get out, and I was like, what am I doing? It's like, sometimes I question myself because I'm like, man, I don't feel like I'm that Christ-like. But anyway, all I can do is keep putting myself in a position for him to change me. So anyway, let's keep talking. Renegade is tonight. If you're watching this and you're out and about, or you want to not be home alone, want to hang out with some good people, we're going to be at a place called Old Major, and I think it's off of Washington Boulevard. From 7 to 10, we have a lip sync battle. Should be a good time. Drink specials, food specials. There'll be kibasas. I don't know if I said that right. Kibasas and quesadillas. Interesting mix. I know, right? I was like, it's kind of like German and Mexican. But anyway, I know that they're on the specials, and there'll be some other stuff too. So come on out if you're watching this. No Sex November starts today. 30 days. Basically, it's a challenge that we did last year where we encourage people not to have sex, masturbate, watch porn, all the above for 30 days, and use that time to really get clear about what you want most in life and use that energy to move the needle forward in those areas. Sex transmutation, it's a real thing. You can Google it. It works. It's how I've done a lot of the things that I've been able to accomplish the last few years, because needed to do something, with that time and energy. And, you'd be surprised at how much energy, attention, sex takes up, like not just having it, but, leading up to having it, lining up opportunities to have it. It takes up a lot of time. Anyway, so it works. If you're interested in doing the challenge, here's what to do. You can post the flyer that's on Instagram, and I think it's on my Facebook. It's on this Facebook page that you're watching right now. And you can hashtag it NoSexNOV challenge. And you can tag the Why Waiting Works Instagram page when you post it. And, challenge 3 people to do it with you. That's something new we did this year. Thought it would be kind of like the ice bucket challenge, where you can challenge 3 people to do it with you if you have the courage to tag 3 people. The 3 people I tagged, I didn't hear back from, so I don't know if they're doing it or not. They're probably like, bastard. But it's really good. It works. If you're not used to 30 days, that could be a big challenge for you. Like for me now, it's not as big of a challenge, but still not an easy feat by any stretch. So if you want to take it, it's good. You'll meet new people, and it will make it as fun as possible. And I promise you, you'll get results. I know I did. So check it out. No Sex November Challenge on the Why Waiting Works Instagram page. We'll be doing live videos from that page all month long. Me, Keishorn Scott, and a guy named King Rick from the King Rick and Queen Unique podcast will all be, posting there and doing videos. So it'll be pretty cool. Some exciting news. When I got back from Romania, I got contacted by a publisher, and the publisher's name is Sophia. It's the Sophia Publishing House. They have a bookstore in Romania, and they have distribution all across the country. And they made me a deal for my book, which was pretty cool. So now my book is going to be in bookstores all across Romania. They ordered 500 books already, and it's pretty exciting because I'm self-published here in the States, so any books that were sold have been the result of just me, pushing it online or whatever. So the fact that it's going to be in bookstores over there will probably accelerate the sales. I'm actually, like I said, I'm talking about doing this UK tour, Germany, back in Romania. So ideally I'll get the book translated into German and maybe some other languages, and see if we can do the same thing in other countries, because the message is that important, and it's a big win for me on a lot of different levels. Not only is it, does it spread the message of purity and why it makes sense to do it, why it works, but it also exposes people to me. It shares the gospel, which is super important to me, and it gives the people the potential to start a City Fam, because if they decide to do it, they may already be doing it. If they're already doing it or they decide to do it, they need a tribe. You're going to need a support group, because if not, you're going to be staying in every damn night by yourself with nothing to do and no one to do it with. And eventually you will burn out, and you'll go back to that guy or girl that you should not be talking to, or you used to hook up with, or you'll go to the bar or whatever. You'll do something. You'll use alcohol or something. You'll do something, because the loneliness will kill you. So you need a tribe. So the book for me is a huge win, because it accomplishes all of the above. So I'm very excited about it. The fact that it could be spreading into other countries. What else? Houston is rolling, Montreal is rolling, London is rolling. We've been talking to people in LA. We've been talking to people in Columbus, Ohio. So the movement is spreading. It's taken longer than I thought, but I guess starting a worldwide movement takes a little more effort than I had initially thought. So, but if you're praying for us, keep praying, and that's it. See y'all.